Welcome everybody to today's episode. So I got some requests and it has been a couple of months, I guess. So I'm gonna go over my load order and the mods I have installed, yada yada. And then I'll also show you some more unique tweaks that some engine wizard showed me, so you will maybe get also 60 FPS in Boston. So keep in mind I have a GTX 1080. I believe a lot of gigahertz or something, and I believe 16 GB of RAM or something. But even without that, you should be able to get that. I'm not sure if my monitor is very orange for you, or the recording. It shouldn't, but I turned down the power of the white because it hurts my eyes, and I didn't want to wait 1 hour until sundown. Also, keep in mind to subscribe if you like the content. We have Skyrim Special Edition, Fallout 4. Both games are modded until the maximum, kinda, and also soon we have a Fallout New Vegas playthrough. I will also do a video modding that. Of course, in a couple of months, Fallout 76. Gonna go with some people to do more mods, probably on the server or something, if there is something like joining with friends. And also keep in mind to check out my modding page. My modding name on the Nexus now is Vermilion, the same as my YouTube channel, but only with 3 L's. So VERMILLLION, yes. Also keep in mind, donations are appreciated, but nobody has to, as you all know. Profile page has the donate button. Okay, and now let me start, and I go slowly. I scroll slowly through the load order, and I will stop at specific points. So now we go from Fallout 4 ESM to Doom merged ESP. Then we go from Doom merged ESP to Looks menu ESP. Now we go from Looks menu ESP to, where is it? NPC spawner ESP. Then we go from NPC spawner ESP to Enhanced Blood Basic ESP. Exactly, and then we go from the Blood Basic ESP to the Geist Suit ESP. The Vermin flags is just for my Order of the Fenrir faction, some flags, you know, with the faction logo and stuff. It's not released on the Nexus. I'm not sure if anybody wants that yet, because it's just some flags. And there is no meaning at the moment to play as the faction in-game, since the headquarters building, the very unique one, is still in building. Like, it's still being built, basically. Comes out probably December or something. And then we go from the Geist Suit to the Horizon mode Scavenger. So that's probably the stuff most people want to see with Horizon, you know, like loot respawn DLC, and then Horizon ESP, DLC all, yada yada yada. Some stuff I don't have active because they are outdated, and Horizon actually keeps crashing with some of these outdated patches, but there's no problem even without them. You know, Mojave imports is not that important. Super Mutant Redux is not that important to have. Yeah, these are the only ones. Mojave imports and Super Mutant Redux. Another thing I want to show you that is very important that you need to have is called the Fallout 4 config tool.exe. So we're gonna start that up, right? And now you actually get my settings one by one. So the main one doesn't really matter because that's just ini changes, you know? Nothing really changed here. Tweaks. This is the tweaks I have. Just make them the same as I have it. Performance is very important. As you see, what I have VSync mode 0 because I have the 58 FPS limiter in my ENB menu. You know, just so you know, I use the Grim Wolf ENB/reshade And when you go into the download section, there are different versions, and I have the one that is called Institute 123 or something. That's the one that I have. Keep in mind though, you can't use the built-in what is it called, depth of field from the reshade, because it also basically gives depth of field and blurs out the HUD. And the actual ENB depth of field is way too strong, and I'm not good at modifying that stuff, so I'm basically playing without depth of field. It's not that big of a deal. Anti-aliasing TAA 16. I also have on the graphic cards, I have changed it so that my NVIDIA graphics cards, that the application I'm playing on, like in this case Fallout 4, it uses the settings from Fallout 4, so the ENB doesn't get a conflict. Exterior silver 36, UGrid still out 5, mid-map skip -1, grass density, blah blah blah. Resolution, shadow 248, and then draw distance and stuff 3000, 3000, shadow LOD 48. You see what's going on here, what I have here, and what I have here. And the camera, I think it's not that important, but I have the field of view of 80, because I know that I believe 90 and stuff can glitch out, specifically with what is it called, weapons, animations, and what is it called, the computer stations or terminals. But that's basically what I have here. Textures and decals, very important. The degrade distance and upgrade distance is kinda important. Can really change your load order. If you have in the future with the stuff I do, you have sometimes like mini lag that is for like a second or a millisecond, but that basically just means he just loaded the cell in game. But mostly you don't have that on foot. The only problem you have probably is when you are in the vertibird and flying over Boston, for example, or stuff where it has to load a lot. So it could happen that you crash over Boston or in Boston, so better don't fly over Boston, just beside Boston. But yeah, keep in mind that sometimes you have like a couple of seconds like a freezed screen because it loads the whole cell where your vertibird flies over. But yeah, that's basically what I have. UI, nothing really important because you can do that also in game. Gameplay, that's what I have. Probably want to activate all NPCs killable when you play like an RP mode or something. I want to do RP. I tried an episode like 2 days ago in RP mode, but I kind of fucked it up. I'm also not good like all these male textures, so I had a lot of clipping in the hands, really annoying. Because I can't play a female character in RP and then talk with a manly voice, so... Unless I play a female synth that has a male voice, you know? I mean, could be a good idea, I guess, but really weird. Shows the health bar. Oh, I have floating health bars, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, autosave stuff, blah blah blah. And audio, not that important. Footstep, it's important when you have, I guess, the immersive overhaul, you know, with equipment and stuff. So the higher you do it, the louder your equipment jiggle sound is basically. But yeah, that's the tweaks I have that are very important. And now we go to the mods itself. There's one mod that you definitely need. There's not much to say. It's called Boston Fps Fix. Right? So it's very important here that you can't use stuff like Scrappable Commonwealth anymore. If you use Scrappable Commonwealth or stuff similar to Scrappable Commonwealth, forget it. You can't get a good FPS with Scrappable Commonwealth, basically, unless you're lucky and already have a good FPS. But the point is, what you have to do here... where is it? I mean, of course you can use it, right? But I heard it conflicts a lot with scrap mods. Because the use of any settings that disables this or pre-combined data will prevent my mod from working. Make note of this before reporting bugs. So yeah, I don't really care about that at the moment because my airship where my home is, it's basically empty. Same goes for the Necropolis. I'm currently in the glowing sea. It's not like full with crap, so it's empty, so that's good. But yeah, I have this one. I guess it's important, but you can try it without first. You know, it's all about testing and stuff. The other one that is very, very important. Let me just disable this very quick because we get copyright claims all the time when you have the radio online sometimes. That take long or not? That is the quest. It could take some time. I'll just show you the mod in here. Okay. No, was it 2? Cape. Ah, there we have it. So that's the guy I met a couple of weeks ago. His name is KK the Beast, or yeah, KK the Beast. And you may think now, oh my god, what is that? 2K replacer, blah blah blah. So basically this is the vanilla look and this is 1K potato. You see there is basically any difference, only shadows and stuff, right? What is very important here is on the files section. I use the 1K textures. Yeah, I mean there is only 1K, but it says 2K, but eh. But anyway, you download these 9 packs, right? So it's kind of big, 2.4 gigabytes each, and then you know, like then it goes down to 2, 1.6, 1.4, 900 MB, 900, and then 1.2. But I think you should take the time and maybe download them, and even, I mean, yeah, just download them. And basically this mod gave me nearly everywhere 58 FPS, because keep your ENB, like limit the FPS to 60 or 58. You don't want your FPS over 60, especially when you're recording. Because I got, last time I recorded in the glowing sea and I had suddenly somehow the ENB, the FPS limit I got disabled. And suddenly I had like weird hiccups and lag and the locking was too quick and stuff broke. And after I had the FPS limit again active, everything was fine. But yeah, this mod basically gave me, yeah, see that potato texture is down Boston 37 FPS and I got even 58. I've even flew over Boston and I had like, of course, these loadings, like 6 to 7 seconds freeze screen, but after that he basically loaded the cell. But as I said, don't fly over Boston with a heavily modded Fallout 4 game because the game doesn't like that. But I ran around a little bit there and I had very good FPS, 58. But yeah. Also warning, these texture packs are named the same as vanilla to make their ease of use more simple for the end user. This means either backup, copy or move Fallout 4 textures 01 BA2 through Fallout 4 textures 09 BA2 somewhere else, or just use the Nexus Mod Manager to install them. And there are no mods yet. No, what is it called? No bugs, yeah. And it's also just a Commonwealth. I mean, you get probably good FPS in Nuka World and Far Harbor anyway. So, eh. And there's also a little guide if you want to optimize it further. But this is basically the mod that helped me, as you see. Potato, potato, potato. Even though it means potato, there's no problem with it. It looks still fine. And you want good FPS over bad FPS. I guess that's the deal, right? The next stuff is very quick. It's like self-explanatory. We get the Cryolance. I'm not sure why it is under ammo. Animation mods. Some it's just if you want, if you type the names out of here directly into the Nexus, they are all on there. I have no external mods. The only external mod I have is the miscellaneous hairs, and you can find them on Google. And the hair mod that ports over 5 hairs from Skyrim that I use for my companion that comes out in a few days, and some overhauls. You find them in the K-pop Curie download section. Yeah, these are the armors, self-explanatory. Sound of Silence, self-explanatory. It basically removes the repeating game sound from the game. Some other stuff, audio stuff, more audio stuff. The stuff that is here deactivated is probably activated in my RP profile. Then we have bug fixes, of course. Wetness shader is not really needed, but I felt I needed that at some point. Cheat terminal is very good, for example, if you're building or if you forget something or a quest item bugs out, stuff like that. Then we have clothing, self-explanatory, backpacks, collectibles, companions. Of course, go download my own companion. The most important mod, of course, also amazing follower tweaks, can't go without that. Then we have crafting equipment, the mobile mechanic, also very cool to grab junk on the go, or weapons or armors or cook, whatever. Then stuff for crafting in your home. ENB, this is only needed if you have a problem with weird lines on your screen or the institute is too bright. That stuff basically fixes some of that. Environment. Yeah, some stuff. I just downloaded Grasslands. I have to see if Grasslands works with Rust Belt Flora. So I'm not really sure, so I have to check out if that actually works. If not, I have to probably deactivate that again. Because, I mean, even that mod is from 2016, but I have to see. Also some gameplay effects and changes. Keep in mind the Start Me Up mod has an alternate start and dialogue overhaul patch for silent protagonist if you want to RP and stuff. Hair, face and body stuff a little bit. We come to that later because somebody wanted an explanation about how to make your characters look good, basically. Some immersion stuff, item, locations. Look, South of the Glowing Sea is awesome, by the way, and it's still being updated. Some miscellaneous. Models and textures. NPCs. Overhauls. A lot of patches. Performance. The pip bed. Some player settlement stuff. Power armor. Quest and adventures. Radio is deactivated every now because of copyright. Too much. Some unassigned stuff like my Dreadcade overhaul. My own Warhammer 40k Dreadnought power armor pack that basically gives the power armor a new voice like a Dreadnought from Warhammer 40k. Then my own Order of Fenrir Handler clothing mashup that is also on the Nexus. And this one, as I told you, is momentarily only available in the K-pop Curie download section. Gives you like 5 hairs from Skyrim. User interface stuff. Abilities, of course. Vehicles, only for my RP is the APC stuff. Visuals and graphics, some stuff. And then of course some weather stuff. Vivid Weathers and True Storms actually have a patch if you want to use both. And then of course I have all the weapon mods. So that's that. Now we go to the body and face stuff. I have Wasteland Saloon hair texture improvement mod. I guess that's only interesting for all the NPCs in the Wasteland because they are mostly using the vanilla hairs. Nothing else in here really. Done, close. Okay, let's start. So, what you should do is always install the Calientes CBBE first. See, where is it? Here. Always install Calientes Beautiful Bodies Enhancer CBBE first, and then choose your options what you want. I go always with CBBE Curvy, if you want to know. Recently I also downloaded the CBBE Innies Fallout 4 edition. Mine NSFW, don't open that at work or if family members are near. And also the CBBE 2.3 Plus apps. After that, I would actually install the CBBE EDA body texture, and after that, the Valkyrie female face and body texture. After that, you should install a unique player you don't really need, unless you know what you do, too complicated to explain. Alternate human eyes, don't really matter, it's just alternate human eyes, it's a replacer version. Some eye stuff, not important, but you can download Eyes of the Universe, that's my own iMod. Then you need, of course, the KS hairdos add-on with physics. And also the normal one, the Commonwealth Cuts, also called KS Headers or Apache Sky Hair. And I also had something, where is it? What you could need is, where is it? You need, of course, the most very important stuff, but it doesn't change any textures. You need, of course, the looks menu, and you need the looks menu customization companion. The customization companion basically combines a shit ton of stuff like tattoos, paintings, face stuff, you know, eyebrows, a shit ton of stuff. You only have to be careful with the looks menu and customization companion depending on what Fallout 4 SE you use and what version. I'm still on the old Fallout 4 and basically I use looks menu 1.6.4, but all my photographers and people that do photos for me use all the updated stuff. You know, like 1.6.8. And all my presets work for them. Sometimes my overhauls don't work for people, and if they want a workaround, they can just use the preset, you know? Like, for example, open the companion with the SLM menu, or open it with AFT, the amazing follower tweaks, and then just apply the preset on the face instead of wasting an ESP for a companion, like an overhaul, you know? Yeah, I also use, of course, you need body slate and outfit studio just in case. DNX body tools, I sometimes use them. They are overlays for looks menu. Keep in mind to get the transparent version because totally black tattoos don't look that good. They need to be a little bit transparent. I'm not sure what the looks makeup does anymore, the eyeliner mask, so but you should get it anyway. Basically makes some stuff better, so this is basically always a requirement. And maybe face light to get you some light in your face. Yeah, I mean, you saw the plugins, the load order. I told you a little bit about the install order of the mods. At least that's how I installed it. Yeah, there's nothing else to be honest. I just can show you the ENB really quick. Is it Grim? Ah, there we have it. So basically, I'm using this one, Grim Wolf Reshade and ENB presets, and they are basically combined. See, it's like two, and I'm using the Grimwolf Institute ASD binary 323. It's fairly simple to install, to be honest, if you check out the description page. I do believe they have instructions, yeah. It's only this little part. Might seem much, but it's just looking so much because some words in the description are very long. But it's super fairly simple. Don't get scared by this. if you see this, like if using SSD RRRRE, this is just a different preset. But if you're only using one, then it's fine. It's nearly as simple as using an EMB. At least for me, I can deactivate, if you're asking, you can deactivate the reshade depth of field by pressing the plus button, at least for me. Maybe I made it custom, I'm not sure. Otherwise, you have to Google deactivate reshade depth of field. And I do believe the ENB shortcut for depth of field, if you want to deactivate that, that is Shift plus F7. F7, sorry. Yeah, I mean, it says some stuff here. You see Shift F7. Yeah, and nothing else I see right now. I don't remember if they're actually... Yeah, these are all from the version I use, Institute ASD EMB something something. But I'm not using version 4, I'm using a lower version, not version 4, I believe. But yeah, I mean, last updated January 2018. But sometimes if I find a cool EMB, you know, I just change it up. I mean, I used Film Workshop because before this. So let's say we go to 1 year, go to endorsements. As you see, we have Film Workshop here. But this is like, for me, I'm not saying it's bad, it has a good preset, but it's like way too complicated because you have 10,000 options to fiddle stuff out. But it's not my thing, I'm not good with colors, so... The Cyril, oh, what's its face here? It looks also cool. Not sure though why the Nexus is making everything load so. Keep in mind, screenshots are sometimes not the best way to present the in-game. But it looks quite cool, I guess, like specifically the knights. Looks very good, apparently. Oh, we have here a EMB on off. So let's load and see how it looks like. So we have EMB off, EMB on. See the difference? Off, on, off, on. Literally night and day. On, off, on, off. But yeah, as you see, this one looks really cool. Maybe I try this one as next. This one, really good. And the installation is also very easy, you know. So here's, for example, also using VictoriaG, Rust build a little bit, NMC. I'm not using NMC's textures because I'm using, as you remember, the 1K wtaw texture replacer pack because of the good FPS. I also don't use Vivid, but I use some of this. Maybe I have to download at least ELFX, but I'm not sure. I'm not good with lighting stuff. But yeah, very simple as you see. Super short. You don't even have to modify any ini files apparently. So that's cool. And his mod was also featured apparently in the PC Gamer. And here, that's what I meant. For those with Bright Institute, you have to download the EMB fix from PRC. And that's the one that I have always active. Doesn't matter what EMB I have. This is from the EMB Photorealistic Commonwealth. And you go to Files, and then you get the PRC patch for EMBs. And can be used with other EMB. Basically, this small ESP removes the game's depth of field when needed. And is 100% compatible with other mods, blah blah blah. And it also does the stuff with the Bright Institute. So, that basically gets fixed. If you have any questions, you can post them into the what's it called? YouTube comment section. And if you actually manage to get or watch this until the end, feel free to subscribe to me and show some support. And it's all about Bethesda here. Sometimes I play other games, but you know, Fallout 4 will still probably relevant for a couple of years if we are lucky. But I guess not. We will get a Fallout 4 Fallout 4 Special Edition maybe 2020. Because it was 5 years between Skyrim and the Special Edition, so I'm not sure if we get one for Fallout 4 too. Could be cool, could be not, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, Fallout 76, we have to see if that's moddable on private servers and stuff like that. But I guess probably Fallout 76 will hold for a good time. If they bring out DLC, we have to see how the Creation Club plays into Fallout 76 and all that fun stuff. But I already have plans to mod Fallout 4 until December at least. I'm looking for writers for the very big companion I'm working on. And don't worry, there are no quests involved with that companion because I have no people who can do quests. And it's too complicated for myself, so she will have a lot of stories, content, miscellaneous dialogue, yada yada. And I wanted to do more companions after these two as well. Some small, some huge, some experimental, and probably gonna mod Fallout 4 next year as well. You know, maybe like an add-on to the iMod as well, a shit ton of overhauls, of course, companions. I have to see. Maybe weapons. I know somebody who can rig animations and stuff, so I have to see about that. I have to see about Fallout 76. I'm very looking forward to Starfield, but that's probably coming out in end of 2019 or even 2020. And then I heard Cyberpunk 2077 is also an early alpha, so we will probably not see that game for another 2 years maybe. So we have to see what we do, but Fallout 4 will still be relevant. And after this video I will probably... I'm not playing today anymore, because after this I'm probably modding Fallout New Vegas. Not live, but I will record it probably, because I saw some crazy animation pack that made the weapon handling very good. Maybe even a little bit more interesting than Fallout 4 has it. But it probably makes the game completely different in terms of playing. And I'm also trying to play a little bit more like Gofa, you know, like a little bit more story for the character, and maybe like a more realistic choices instead of min-maxing every little piece of shit, you know? Like, hey, I need this, and go there and min-max, min-max, min-max. So probably a little bit more, not completely RP, but we could say 50-50, you know? But yeah, any questions, feel free to go into the YouTube comment sections and check out my profile on the Nexus called Vermillion, VermillIon. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I see you all probably in a couple of hours. Bye!